Sincerely.
Go.
I thought you were playing the clip. I thought
I
you were telling
did.
me
It
that.
says go in the chat.
Oh, Jesus. Like, I didn't know. Like, I thought I was waiting for it to appear on there. I'm sorry.
You
Yeah,
schmuckaholic.
Oh, I thought it was going to last longer than a half of a second.
It
Jesus,
lasted
give me a
6
break.
seconds, you dunce. How long did you think it was going to be?
Jesus. I don't know. We've never really done that before, to my knowledge, so I wasn't sure.
I haven't done it with you, and I'm never going to do it
God.
again. See, this is what happens. This is what happens when you try something new. Fuck it. I guess I'll just go back to my sisters. All right. What the fuck are we doing?
Okay. So I should just cut the intro here then.
Yeah,
No spiel, just straight into it.
Just fucking do the intro, goddammit.
All right.
Don't make me come for you.
Bring it, bitch.
It's already been brought, Ed.
Oh, man. This is already fucking a roller coaster straight to hell. All right. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of GameCorp. This is, at least still, hopefully, the one and only gaming podcast you will ever need. I am your host, the one who always fucks everything up. My name is Matt Hedrick, and here with me, the guy who always saves my ass every show, that's Chad Porto. How are you doing, sir?
What, you think I'm going to fucking do this twice? God, no.
No.
Of course, this is the one and only podcast. I don't want to do a second one with you. I want to do the first one. One of these days, I'm going to have a date on Saturday night. And then what are you going to fucking do?
Sleep, probably.
Should do that more often so we don't have to do a goddamn show.
I love you too.
All right, so what incessant bullshit do you have for me this week?
Incessant bullshit would be your choice, asshole. You're the one who picked this game, Darkwatch, for the Xbox and the PlayStation 2.
You're like, hey, you want to do it? I'm like, all right.
Well, you're the one who suggested to me before that this was one of the games you wanted to do in a future episode. So I decided to pick it for a future episode. God forbid I go for something you actually suggest.
See, that's the problem. You shouldn't have did that.
So I can't pick the ones I like, and I can't pick the ones you choose either. Where does that leave me?
No show.
Your friendship means everything to me, but right now I'm seriously considering.
Finally. It only took.
I think you have pushed me just a little bit too far. Hey, if you want to be alone by yourself screaming in your own head, that's your own prerogative.
Hey, whether I do a show or not, I'm gonna be doing that anyway. So, Darkwatch.
This is off to a rousing start. Gotta love it.
Yep. Darkwatch was a game that I remember playing live. Not live. That's a dumb way of saying what I meant to say. Darkwatch was a game I remember playing when it first came out. I went and bought it, and we've talked about it before why. It was one of those MTV2 music video gameplay things. Same thing that they did with the Destroy All Humans stuff. So, it was a game near and dear to my heart, and replaying it, I'm like, well, there's some things to fix here.
Oh yeah, for sure. I feel the same way, man.
But I will say this: I absolutely adore the gimmick. You're a terribly cliched action guy from the 1800s named Jericho Cross. Like
that's the cheesiest fucking names of all time, right?
That's like an 11-year-old coming up with a cowboy name. I'm Jericho Cross. Now, you know, you would have definitely known if he was Japanese, if he was Jericho Cross, because the cross is an X. And fuck off. So, well, we're not getting any, what was that, Street Fighter Cross Tekken Sorry, we're not getting any of those. So basically, the gimmick of the story is he's a cowboy who robbed a train that was carrying essentially the universe's Dracula. He lets him out, and the Dracula turns him into a vampire, but the men in black of the Wild West are there. Woohoo! Yeehaw! And she's like, "Don't worry, Jericho. I'ma save your mortal soul. I'm a dead." And he's like, "Oh, I guess I'm fucked." So she leads him to the Darkwatch offices down in below Manhattan. I guess I don't know. It's Men in Black. Fucking roll with it. And there, Jericho meets a group of guys like, "Hey, we can save you." And then this one goth chick who's like, "I can totally not turn you into a demonic creature that I can then use to buddy up to the head honcho of all the baddies. Nah, I wouldn't do that to you. Let's have sex." And Jericho's like, "CGI boobies." And then they fuck.
Boobs.
Babes. Then Jericho eventually dumps the chick who betrayed him and became a vampire herself, and yeah, then he fought the big bad booty daddy vampire, and then he became a mortal man, and the chick's soul went off into the air. Fantastic story.
Ridiculous, over the top, insane, cheesy as fuck. I mean, how many more of these do I have to use before I get the point across?
I need to see this as a movie. Like,
oh man!
In the same vein as Men in Black, like nothing that takes itself so serious, but yeah, like have the girl's head get chopped off, and then Jericho just go, because he knows he's fucked.
Oh
Everything
my God.
played for laughs, just like Men in Black. So, first and foremost, this is a PS2 game, and even though I think the character designs are wonky as hell, what I will say is they did something really intelligent, even if it was kind of done unintentionally. They have such a dramatically obtuse look that it almost looks like it's by design. And whenever you have some type of unique character design, kind of like Zelda Wind Waker, the one where he's on a boat.
Wind Waker, yes.
And he looks like a fucking Lego character.
Mm-hmm.
It's not
That's
super.
Wind Waker.
Yeah, it's not super realistic, but that shit doesn't age badly. It's one of those things where because it's done specifically to capture an essence, it has a bit of a long-lasting look to it. And there's a word for it. It's on the tip of my tongue. Timeless is close to what I'm thinking of, because it doesn't have like a set thing. This has a similar type of aesthetic: longer limbs, narrower comic book style body types, more elongated faces. These were definitely done on purpose, so I think the graphics hold up a lot better, even though it's not on a like a PlayStation 3 or 4 or 5, or you played it on Xbox 360, right?
It was the Xbox port of it though. Yeah, running backwards compatible. But yeah, I like the design they go with on this too. I think it, especially with the theme you're going for, you can make an artistic decision here or there, and it does lend itself to this. You know, it can actually benefit in some ways, which I think it did here.
I concur. As far as graphics go, I will give it a 4, because I do believe a lot of the design elements were intentional. I think they do hold up fairly well. The only thing I'll say is I don't think that the aesthetics of the design, like you have really pronounced kind of characteristics that I don't think land. Graphically speaking, I think it holds up. But when you look at the elements within some of the ways, like the first version of Cross that you play as, because you play as technically two versions, the cowboy and the vampire. You also have two different outfits. I think the Darkwatch outfit he has is baller. It's basically the logo. But like the gray and red, I thought was like, and like some of the
just
weapons,
like generic, you know?
Yeah, not generic. Just it didn't pop. Like you think of like, not Masters. I was gonna say Masterson. You think of Marsden from the first Red Dead. He's got a pretty iconic look, but that's pretty simple too. So I think they just didn't nail anything unique enough. I like the villains for the most part. They all have that very goth look, which I'm a fan of. So that's pretty good. But I think they could have done a lot more with what they had. So I'll give it a 4. I think that's fair because I don't think the game is perfect looking in terms of its design. I would like to have seen a little bit more, but I think graphically it holds up. So I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, it actually when did this come out? This came out like what, 2004, I want to say, right?
04 or 05, because I was still in high school when I played this, or I was just out of high school.
So this is like, yeah, this is like right on the tail end of this generation, leading into the 360 PS3, and I think it holds up to a degree. I do agree that some like I love the enemy designs in this. I think they're fantastic.
There goes the head. What are you giving it for a grade?
I would have to say 4.
Okay.
I think that's a fair grade to give it.
Now, I'm not going to count the MTV music video of Darkwatch, which I think was a Good Charlotte song. So that's either a bonus or a negative, depending on how you view Good Charlotte. I'm not going to speak too highly of the music. I think it was there. Kind of on the scale, like 5 is iconic, 4 is memorable, 3 is there, 2 is bad, 1 is all-time worst. And I'll give it a 3. I don't think it took away from anything in the game. I just don't think it made an impact, in my opinion.
What about like the voice acting and stuff like that? You think that was like cheesy and kind of endearing, or you feel like it was just kind of like cringy?
No, I'll give the voice acting, because I always forget that sound also includes voice acting. I think a 3 is still fair because the voice acting was solid. You had what's her face playing the female lead. She's a pretty iconic voiceover actress, Jennifer Hale.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna dock anything that has Jessica Hale. And I like campy, so like if it's campy dialogue, like I'm fine with that.
Okay.
There's no Jill sandwiches.
Yeah, I know.
Still.
Yeah, I just wanted to get your take on it because I know they're all incorporated in the same category, but it was just kind of a thought running through my head because I think I'm kind of in the same boat too. Like the music is not exactly memorable. There's nothing that really adds. It adds enough tension to certain moments, but again, it just doesn't stand out. But I do enjoy some of the cheesy one-liners and voice acting in this. I think it does add to the over-the-top aspect of what this game is trying to present. So I think I think a 3 is fair. I want to say a 3 is fair.
All right. Moving on to gameplay. What I will describe this as is loose.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
I don't know because I'm not someone who goes into games like this to, adjust settings or anything like that. And I know some people do, like sensitivity settings on controllers and whatnot. I just play it as it's presented usually. And the one thing I will say about this is it's kind of like playing like broom ball on a wet floor. Like, yeah, you can do everything you need to do, but you're gonna fall on your ass a lot.
I have never heard something described like that. That's pretty cool.
It's pretty accurate, though, right? Sliding around on socks with a fucking broomstick trying to hit a ball. Like, that's what this game felt like. But like when it came out, I think it's important to note, like Call of Duty had not taken off. It was still that very retro World War II setting, and that was playable on the PlayStation, but it was mostly a PC game, at least in terms of like who was playing it. Like that's what the base was, because I was head over heels in the console generation of the time, and I can tell you a lot of the guys that I ran with, we didn't play Call of Duty. And I mean like before Modern Warfare. Like that was a PC nerds situation. Like, nah, we're good. You play Madden on a computer? What are you, a dork? He says as he's playing Metal Gear Solid 2 for the 3rd time in this week. Fucking loser.
That's not dorky. That's not dorky though. That's a masterpiece.
That's what men play. Men play baby games on their PlayStation boxes. Rawr. As far as
It's so
gameplay goes,
intimidating, right?
right? As far as gameplay goes, it's very rudimentary. Like it's very much built as someone trying to figure out how to do a first-person shooter. I guess like now there's almost a formula, and some may not like it, but I like having kind of universal controls because it allows you to jump into things better. Where I think this game lacks, though, is it's not very simple to aim. Like you
No.
move the joystick almost to overcompensate already. Like you move it right, and as you move the joystick right, you're already overcompensating by moving it left. That way you can readjust because you already know that as soon as you hit the joystick, you're going to be passing the target you were aiming for. So definitely a bit loose on the controls. I love the ability to smash the shit out of people with your guns. And like how he fucking flips. I'm like, oh, that's so cool.
It's so satisfying too. It's one of the very few games that actually does melee combat like pretty well.
Right? It's pretty solid for one of the better first person shooters to do melee combat well.
That's what I should have said.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah,
No, that's
sorry.
all right. So like that being said, like it doesn't completely fall apart. It does have a lot of elements to it that I think work. It's just not going to be the most competent shooter you're going to play. Like you're going to play this, and especially if you're like a big modern Call of Duty fan, you're going to play this and be like, "Wow, this is a relic," and you'd be right. But still better than Doom, where you just pointed
That's
and
kind of ironic.
And the bullet went somewhere.
That's kind of ironic because that's what I was gonna kind of like compare it to in terms of like aiming. Because Doom didn't really have a focal point; you just kind of slid side to side to shoot. So I was kind of gonna say similar to that. So you
The word
mentioning
is
that's a little
strafe.
strange.
The word you're looking
Okay.
for, man, is strafe. But you're right. That's
All right.
exactly what you did in Doom. You went side to side. And you didn't even need to move up or down. If you shot straight and an enemy was on the second story, it went up. So cool. I'm talking about the original Doom, by the way, folks, not the new Doom. Not even I'm crazy enough to go after New Doom. New Doom is they got stands.
Intense
Man.
as fuck.
They got stands who will kill you. So I mean, old Doom. So yeah, I'm going to give gameplay a 3.
I kind of feel in the same boat too. There was this is because you gotta remember this is the days before lock on. You know, that's also like a very big issue when you're getting bombarded by a ton of enemies and you're trying to pinpoint. Like, I remember one enemy. It's like these flying witch creature ones, right? You know what I'm talking about? The ones that are like screaming, shoot the. Yeah.
Oh no, you're talking about
the best way to kill them is with head. Yeah, the best way to kill them is by headshot, but considering you can't lock on, you're doing the strafe thing back and forth, and when you're doing that, it's a pain in the ass to ever get a shot. You have to wait to get them so close that that part's a hassle. It doesn't deter too much though, but that strafing thing, I can respect it for the time, but the modernizations now make me feel like, you know, that is still dated by design, but it's enjoyable though. Like, you can still get your head around it, and it's intense, it's fun. The only thing I'll say I didn't like was the whole jumping mechanic thing, the floatiness to it. I wasn't really a fan of when you're trying to go to certain areas. I felt like that was a little off. Other than that, the melee is solid. I love the hitting in that too. I can't go a 4 though. I don't think it's solid enough for 4. I think there's enough issues in here to make it average but not great. So it's a 3 for me.
And I agree with you on the jumping mechanic. For me, I'm not going to dock anything for that, though, because I feel like there weren't a lot besides maybe Halo at the time that was doing something like that. So
no, it's a very early mechanic. They're trying to like it it's experimental
right.
in that way, so you can't really knock it for that.
For me, fun factor, I'm going to go straight to the max and go with a 5. I love fucking nonsensical storylines. I love fucking vampires and bullshit. Fucking love like Men in Black style military units that like handle like the macabre and the morose. Fucking love all that shit. It's like, this is a 5. Even if this game is a pain in the ass to play at times because of the mechanics, I'm gonna rip the hell out of this game because this game is fun as fuck. Plus, you can decide whether or not to drain a girl of her essence or save her from eternal damnation by taking the poison from her. I don't know.
So what did you usually go with? Did you go evil or did you have to go with good?
Man, I never go evil. As much of an asshole as I claim to be, I never like, dude. Like one time, I was almost partially out of the entire blue in a Red Dead Redemption game. I'm like, I failed. Like I never do anything purposely evil. I remember one time I was like trying to shuffle through my guns to get to the weapon I wanted, and I accidentally shot my horse. I literally just sat, like I was sitting there with the controller on the ground for like 5 minutes, just going, I can't believe I just killed my horse. I'm such an asshole. Said some words.
Holy fuck, you had an emotional moment.
I
Holy
did.
shit.
I did. I was just sitting there like, I can't believe I did that. That's my horsey.
Did you put up like a little like what do they call those, like a mural? Is that what it's called?
A
Like
mural?
a little like
Mural?
picture, yeah, a mural with like a bunch of candles and stuff just to like mourn the death of your horse.
No, I hired Sarah McLachlan. In the arms of the angels.
And I was famous for 2 months.
Hi, my name is Sarah McLachlan, and I had a one-hit wonder. So, I don't ever actually play the evil route. I don't know why. In every game, I don't know. Maybe God's watching. I just don't want to be that guy. Hey, remember that one time when you were in 12th grade, you went evil in this game? Well, I didn't know you were watching that. I watch everything. Oh, God.
No.
So what are you giving Fun Factor?
I personally had a blast playing it with this, despite all of its issues. It's the overall package that is exciting. I think it's the style that it brings to all of this that makes it enjoyable. You can forgive a few things along the way because of that. So I don't think I'll personally go perfect though. I did have an enjoyable enough time, so I think I'm gonna stick at a 4.
Okay. As far as challenge goes, this is to the degree in which you wanted to keep playing and how beatable it felt. 5 was a nice even mixture of things. 4 is not so much, 3 is not so much, 2 is not so much, and 1 is not so much, not so much, not so much. So as far as a challenge, did you feel it was worthy of your time? Did you feel like it was fair in balance, or did you feel like it was a broken piece of shit?
Oh man, I felt like it was balanced enough where it needed to be, but it does struggle in some areas to like make it like perfect. So I would have to say, as much as I want to give it a 4, I think I'm going to stick the landing at a 3.
Okay. I, for one, will go 4 because I feel like any of the issues it has, it comes down to some of the mechanics. I don't feel like it's necessarily a game that, if it was, if the mechanics were perfect, I don't think it would be a game that you would struggle with mightily. And I think that's where I would come down with that. So.
You feel like it almost make it like mindless if the controls were too precise?
I don't know if I'd say mindless. I would just say that a little bit better control structure would keep the game a bit more fair.
Okay.
That's what I would say. So let's move on and talk about.
So what was our score on this one?
Oh yeah, I forgot to do that. Let's see. So I can do math. Hang on. Let's see.
My math is good.
Math, no English bad. All right, so we got a 4, a 3, a 3, a 4.5, and a 3.5 for a total of 18 out of 25. That's a 72%. So it makes our recommendation a playlist.
Cool. I actually might finish this after we are done with the show or something. I still want to see where the rest of it goes because it seems so crazy that you want to see the ending,
Oh yeah, it's definitely bonkersville. That's for certain. So,
always up for bonkers though.
Right. So let's get into the useless news. Now it's time for your useless news. With your host, Hat Medrick. And on lifestyles and leisures, Kip You betcha. Now to the front desk.
Thank you very much for that introduction. I forgot your name already. My name is
Kip-
Hat Medrick, apparently.
Kip
and-
Pibetcha. I'm Chet Yabetcha's cousin.
I'm not going to try to pronounce that, so this is your useless news. So let's get into tonight's top stories.
Selina Gomez is suing a mobile dress-up game for $10 million. We're starting
times,
here.
isn't it?
We're starting with this one. So usually, whenever we do these shows, I cut down the news segments from like Matt will give me like 8 really important pieces, and we'll talk about one because fuck Matt. But this one caught
He's also
my
a cynical asshole by design, so take it or leave it.
this one caught my attention for one very specific reason. I saw the photo in the link that he sent me without reading the headline, and I went, "Oh, well, I guess we're talking about a Selina Gomez game. Why are we talking about a Selina Gomez game?" Then I read the headline, and then I realized, oh, she might have a case.
Yeah, no shit, right?
So,
Like it's so goddamn blatant on the nose. How could she not?
So the photo that we have for the Screen Rant article isn't the best, but the one you sent me, I think it was a Eurogamer article or it was someone else. Like fucking dead on ringer, man. Like same soft round eyes, same little button nose, same voluptuous lips. I don't have a crush on Selena Gomez. Go fuck yourself. So it's one of those things where I'm like, yeah, this sounds about right. Now, what I want to know is how the fuck do you jack up a fucking freemium dress-up game? And apparently there's like more to this game than just that. Apparently there's predatory mechanics like microtransactions in this. So like
A lot of these will have that, you know. It's with a freemium game, especially with stuff like this, with clothes and other things, they'll make you drop the dime on anything.
you know what you do? You make one game. Every 4 or 5 months, you add new stuff, and you just go $5. You get all of it. You don't want to get all of it, then you just keep playing the game. It's fucking simple. Fucking simple.
Yeah, I don't think these guys have $10 million either, though.
No, I don't think so either. I mean, they might. Who knows? I don't know. But fuck these guys.
I mean, maybe throwing her likeness in it was their way of hoping they would have gotten that money, but at the same time, without the permission, that puts you down a pretty bad way.
Well, this is going to come down to the same argument that Grand Theft Auto used, but the difference is the chick in Grand Theft Auto, she's like some socialite actress, looks nothing like who was it that sued her? Tara Reid, I think. No,
Was it Tara Reid? I thought that was
Lindsay Lohan. It's
okay.
Lindsay Lohan. But the character looked more like fucking Justin Verlander's wife, model. I forget her name. Kate Upton. She looked more like a flat-faced Kate Upton than she did fucking Lindsay Lohan. So I'm just saying. But that's all I needed to say was that Selena Gomez has a case.
She without question has a case. Like, yeah. I mean, they'll never pay it, you know. And this will probably never actually like go anywhere. And if it does, the settlement's going to be small.
Yeah, this will be settled out of court. More than likely, it'll be a takedown, and they'll have to pay a couple $100,000. But they'll lose the license of the game. Like that's going to have to be. They'll have to sign away the rights to the game to Selena Gomez if they want to avoid paying $10 million. That's how they're going to argue for this in court. How do I know this? Because that's what I would do. So, Nintendo confirms that around 160,000 accounts may have been hacked, personal info possibly at risk. This is not good, but remember, Sony had their entire systems hacked, resulting in dozens and dozens of millions of people having their stuff exposed. And that happened twice.
Jesus.
Want to know how I remember that? Because I got some free games 2 times from them for no reason. Well, there was a reason, but...
And this was at a time where the internet download speeds were even slower, and the games they gave you were so big it took forever to even get them anyway.
You know what though? I downloaded them all. I think what was that? Injustice was one of them.
I know Infamous was. I know that.
Oh yeah, Infamous. Remember when that game was like so revolutionary, but it actually wasn't. It was kind of dull and repetitive. I do.
I never actually played it. I just downloaded it because it was free.
So Nintendo confirms accounts hacked. Good on them for, agreeing and saying, yeah, our bad, yo.
Well, the crazy thing about this too is that they've had a 2-step verification process for accounts all along. And now that this has come out, they're asking people to actually go through that process to do it.
I love that. Hey, listen. Hey, fuckers. Hey, dumbasses. We put this 2-factor in for a goddamn reason. You fucking losers. Use it.
You love how they have to go to this extreme to tell them that, right?
I bet you they didn't even get hacked. They hacked themselves. Fucking Bowser's like, this will be my most manipulative plan ever. Mario will never see it coming. Reggie Fils-Aimer's like, God damn it, Bowser. Stop pretending you're a goddamn retro dinosaur trying to kill Italian people. And Bowser's like, what do you mean pretending? You just see some Italian dude in like cement shoes being dragged out to a dock behind him.
Well, fuck. Doug Bowser literally embraces Bowser. How insane is that shit? Jesus.
What do you mean embracing? Bowser was foretold. This is the Antichrist come amok.
So he could take different forms? Oh, shit.
No, like think about it. Bowser was this villainous dinosaur who hunted down Mario for years. All of a sudden, there's a man named Bowser taking over Mario's company, and we don't think this is like some like problem. Someone at Nintendo's asleep at the wheel. I'm just saying, like, if some dude rolls up with his name Satan, you don't put him at the head of a church. If some dude names, his last name is Bo Sox, you don't make him the head of the Yankees. If someone's name is Bowser, you don't make him the head of goddamn Nintendo. I don't care if the dude has the cure for what ails you. You go, Bowser? I don't think so. Like Jordan, that episode of Scrubs, when they handed her that baby book, and she's like, nah, I'm not buying it.
I remember that shit.
That's me. I'm not buying it.
Yeah, hacking is never good. So people, please, if you got a account on your Switch, do the verification process. It takes like 5 fucking seconds.
That's
just
the point of the
it.
story. Hacking's not good. Why the fuck are we talking about it then? Oh, by the by, we're segueing into more hacking. Call of Duty Warzone gives cheaters harsh punishment. Other cheaters. This is actually fantastic. I actually kind of like the idea of like, hey, listen, we're all the worst people here. So let's just play against each other. And then someone goes, so we're going to call this game Call of Duty Australia, right? And everyone just looks around and goes, no, I guess that works. They're a penal colony now. Call of Duty hackers, penal colony. It's fantastic.
It's a clever move when you really think about it to do something like that. Just put them in with each other. They're doing it anyways. Who gives a shit?
Right? It's like you're in prison and you're a bunch of guards and you just see like the Crips and the Bloods and the KKK all fighting. You're just like, let them go at it.
Whatever. That's less of about the real world. Let them go.
Hey Miguel, the Crips, Bloods, and the KKK and the neo-Nazis said that the Latin Kings were a bunch of queens. Oh, you want to get involved? Open the gates. All right, let's lay down some money. Which race king's gonna win this one? Then all of a sudden, like the lights go out and like there's a random Japanese dude in there, and someone goes, "Yes, I called Yakuza." Just a bunch of dead bodies all over the place.
Oh my god!
Then all of a sudden, the Yakuza guy gets picked up by some big old Russian bear dude and just drops him onto like the fucking cell door, snapping him in two. And then somebody goes, "Yes, my brother." Well, I can't do a Russian accent, but he's like my brother from the Russian land. Yes. Wahaha.
Oh my god!
Then just some random
Dude, who'd have thought
psychopath just stabs the Russian to death and just like drops the knife like he didn't do it and walks away. Everyone's like, "So who called the serial killer?" And then everyone just kind of shrugs. God damn it, we always do this.
I love how you can take Call of Duty and relate it to a massive prisoner execution.
Not a prisoner execution, a race riot. Come on.
Isn't it the same thing at one point? Are they all gonna die anyway?
Well, at each other's hands. Like they can opt not to be, butchers. I'm giving them the option.
I don't think that option's there.
It's like that line from. You ever see the movie The Program?
No, I haven't heard of that. No.
It is a college football movie that follows a fictitious Carolina college, and like the quarterback's an alcoholic, the defensive end is a steroid junkie, the linebacker's some psychopath. It's fantastic, but the linebacker has this great line. He goes, "Kill them all. Let the paramedics sort them out." I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna remember that. I was 14. I remembered it. 14-year-old.
How fucking prolific of a statement is that, right?
Right. 14-year-old me knew what was gonna land. He knew what was up. GameStop plans to reopen stores, cut exec salaries. I feel like if you had done this 3 months ago, people would have been a lot more receptive.
Yeah, especially considering going to GameStop now looks like you're doing a shady drug deal.
Because you are doing a shady drug deal. Gotta get that gaming fix.
You got. That's how I got Final Fantasy VII Remake. I know I'm ashamed to say it, but that's how I got it. Like, you got the money.
Did you stand against the wall and knock 3 times and then the guy opened up? Are you here for the large atomic Swedish meatball sandwich? With cheese. I'll be right back with your... The guy looks around. With your sandwich.
You know what was the creepiest thing about it is the entire store is dark except for the one spotlight over the counter.
Did the guy greet you like this? Hello, you must be Matt. How did you know my name? I'm GameStop. We know everything. And then all of a sudden, like, you look to your left. You look to your left. No one there. You look in front of you. He's gone. You look to your right, and there he is. Here's your game. Thank you.
He didn't even come out of the door, man. He kind of like just peeked his head out the side.
Right, and that's how you do it.
It was so it's so fucking weird. He did have a mask on though, which like that kind of surprised me a little bit with how elaborate they're going with this. But
wait, hang on. He had a mask on.
No, he didn't. I'm saying.
Oh.
I'm surprised he didn't. That's what I'm saying.
You're surprised that.
Like if you're gonna go that far, go. If you're gonna go that far, go all the way. I would think.
I was gonna say if he had a mask on, and he didn't ask you if what kind of games do you like, Sydney? I'd be like, you missed a perfect opportunity to spoof Scream. Like, fuck. What's even the point anymore, guys? Xbox faces a lawsuit over drifting control. I could give a shit. I don't. Fuck off. Why are you sending me this shit? Last of Us 2 gets new June date as Ghost of Tsushima is delayed. Oh, by the by, Last of Us 2 got completely wrecked by spoilers.
Oh, that was so fucking ridiculous too. And there was talk of it being a disgruntled employee at one point, but it wasn't. I don't know exactly like who it was right now, but it had them actually have to, and you can say maybe it's not, but they actually had to have them push out a release date for it.
No,
not that it wasn't done already.
Well, no,
it was already done.
I don't think it was. We've even had that conversation before. Now, what I will say about this is, I think one, whether it's a disgruntled employee or not, I could give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say this with the caveat that I don't believe this will kill you. But I want that dude's name published so he can be tarred and feathered.
Because it's rather obnoxious to do something like that, especially with one of the bigger titles coming out this year.
It's not even obnoxious. It's downright cruel. It's rude. It's showing that you don't care about other people. It didn't need to be done. If you wanted to tank Naughty Dog, fucking tank Naughty Dog. But don't fucking ruin the game for all the people that are going to buy this thing. Like, what are you doing? Why would you do that? Why would you be such a curmudgeon that you would ruin other people's good time just because you're having a bad day? What a dick.
Because what sucks about that too is like most people would say, "Oh, don't watch it, but I don't know about you, but sometimes I can't help with the temptation just being there
Well, and
of wanting to do it.
it's also not that easy because when it comes out, then you got people tweeting about it and talking about it, and it's not something that you can just avoid. Do you know how many times
Right.
sitcoms have done the try to avoid the big game trope only for the big game results to be ruined? Do you know why that is? Because it always fucking happens. The minute you try to avoid something, you're gonna find out about it. I tried to avoid watching Game of Thrones for 2 hours. That's it. Not 2 days, not 2 weeks. I needed 2 hours between when it aired and when I could watch it. And a friend of mine still tweeted about it. And like I wasn't even on like I wasn't on the NerdCorp Twitter account. I was on mine. None of my none of the people I follow tweet about Game of Thrones. So I didn't think anything. I didn't think I was gonna have it ruined. And then all of a sudden this dude's tweeting about it. I'm like, you're a real asshole. You know that? He goes, well, you should have watched it live. I'm gonna smack you in the face next time I see you, motherfucker. Should have watched it live.
You have to be respectful of the.
Well, no. Like, he should have had some fucking common goddamn courtesy and decency.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, have some respect for the people who haven't seen it. You know what I mean? Like, give other people a chance. Just because you're the one sitting in front of it on pins and needles doesn't mean we all have the time to just watch it as soon as it's available.
You if you want to talk about it, go join a goddamn forum. That's all I got to say. UK Game is giving 85,000 free games to NHS workers.
Oh, look. I'm just happy they're reaching out.
They're going to give them fucking copies of Infamous. Fantastic.
Oh, man, if they do that, oh, God.
How funny would that be? That'd be fucking
That's 85,000 games wasted. Fuck.
Well, what was the other game just like Infamous? Prototype? Was that what it was called?
Yes.
We're not even going to give him Infamous. We're not even going to give him Infamous 2 Second Son. We're going to give him Prototype 2.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Gearbox's Brothers in Arms becoming a TV series. I thought this was actually about Band of Brothers, so I was really excited, but then I realized that it's not, and I no longer care.
Well, the only part of it I think you might be interested in, I think there's one of the writers on this is a writer for Chuck, actually. Or was a writer for Chuck?
When attached, Brothers in Arms. Script. Here he is.
I think it says it somewhere.
Scott Rosenbaum. I know who he is. He was actually on the Chuck script reading. By the by, they didn't introduce the guy who played Jeff. He was on there. He was there. They introduced everyone else. They even introduced the dumb fan who won the contest. He's not dumb. I shouldn't take this out on him. But they didn't introduce Jeff. Like, he's sitting there in the top right corner, fucking ignored and shit. I was like, what the fuck?
It's travesty.
It is. Although, it was a lot of fun. They set it up real nice. I'm glad they did it.
Yeah, I didn't know exactly how I felt. The only thing I thought would have caught your attention was that, honestly, like for me shows like this. I mean, how many of these World War II types of things are you gonna get? There's so many of them out there, but it's something else tied to gaming that's part of media that they're trying to do, and we'll see how it plays out, I guess.
I think we're at a point where we need to start doing like alternate history stories if we're gonna do it. So like, if you're gonna do World War II. Do it where, like, the Nazis are Nazi vampires, right? Or, like, do it where the Nazis are aliens, right? Like,
you love
like
vampires and aliens, man. You are obsessed.
How else would you do a fiction version of World War II? You're going to go either supernatural or science fiction. What else are you going to do?
Which one would you go? Would you want for more? Yeah, I'm feeling it's vampires.
Fuck that noise. We're just going to make them space vampires.
Oh, God.
They've come from Tyrannosaurus way in the beta quadrant. I'm here to suck your human blood. I don't know why he's Christopher
Brothers
Walken.
in Arms in space.
No, it's Brothers in Arms with vampires from space. The sequeling.
Oh, God. The days when there was just the fucking long-ass titles from hell. Jesus.
The sequeling. Vampire space Nazis from space to come to Earth to fuck up humanity and take down Winston Churchill. The second movie, part 2. It's the first fucking film.
The sequel of the sequel that was written by people of the other sequel.
From that movie, from that one time, from that guy you kind of didn't know but found out about from your second cousin's best friend at his drunk rehearsal party or his wedding, where he totally didn't nail a stripper.
Oh my god.
I like that movie. That was a good movie. Here's
Oh
the
my God.
best sequel name of all time. This is a real sequel name. Best sequel name of all time.
Okay, ready for it.
It's not that long, so like calm your tits. Short Circuit 2. Wait, what was it fucking called? Oh, goddamn, I forgot the sequel name. Hang on. It was on the tip of my tongue. Hang on. Short Circuit 2. Oh, it's just called Short Circuit 2. I thought it was like Short Circuit 2, like Broken Disaster or something like that. I thought you had another name. All right, well, Short Circuit 2 is a fantastic movie, by the way.
Aren't those the movies that with the robot that looks like Rob the Robot or whatever?
Johnny Five is alive. Johnny Five is played by Tim Blaney. Fisher Stevens played Benjamin Javeri. Michael McKean played Fred Ritter. He was great in that. Cynthia Gibb played Sandy Batten. Jack Weston played Oscar Baldwin. David, I don't know who these people are. Ooh, Ali Seedy. She played Stephanie Speck in the first one. She lent her voice to one scene. Do you remember who the star of the first film was?
No, not offhand, no.
Steve Guttenberg.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
I'll give you one hint on who Tim Blaney played in Men in Black. Tim Blaney played Johnny Five, the robot. So who do you think he played in Men in Black, the series, the film series?
Oh, okay. You're talking about the actual movies because I thought you were about to hit the cartoon or something.
I'm not that mean.
No, man, I have no idea. Like,
Frank
I don't
the
remember
Pug.
much. Frank the Pug. Cool. I like that.
He's also done voices of the Muppets. And plays, he's the puppeteer for Gypsy in the Mystery Science Theater 3000 remake. And he's been in The Elder Scrolls as Male Argonius, or Argonians. Male Argonians, whoever the fuck that is. Yay, Short Circuit. So what have you been watching on the UB Tubes?
On the UB Tubers.
The Tubies of Ubers.
Should just call it that. Okay.
I'm not spelling that every time I need to put it in the URL.
Nah, I hear you. Let's see. I'm gonna dive right in. Scott DeWaz did a couple of features on Wii controller accessories and the Game & Watch line of handheld things for Nintendo. I found the Game & Watch stuff more interesting because that was Nintendo's first foray into the handheld market, and it was a very experimental time with it. I actually owned some, like at least one or two of those as a kid. I remember having there was a blue Mario Brothers one he showed, and I remember that one. I used to take it with me on vacations and stuff. So, and I always appreciated how simplistic they were, but that they were still highly replayable. And he covers a lot of that, but it's a good video. It's a good video for any fans of like specific retro stuff like that. I got Nerd Slater did another Death of a Game for another one of these. It seems all of his Death of a Game episodes cover MMOs for some reason. Like most of them haven't covered any other type of game. This one's for Maple Story 2. Apparently this was a big thing in I think in Japan or something like that, and it didn't hit well in the West, so it had a big demise out here. That's why he covered it. And the story for it's pretty fucking crazy, so I would definitely recommend that being a watch. let's see, the channel I watch, Beat 'em Ups. He did a video which I thought was stupid, but I thought it was fun. He made his own pretty much useless accessories for the Switch. It's at least worth a funny watch, but it's not anything useful by any means. Let's see. Was it Metal Jesus Rocks? That's a channel I watch. He's big into the retro side of things. He did a video on reversible covers to certain games you may not know you had them to, and some modifications he's done to old handhelds to give them backlit screens. I thought that was pretty cool. Let's see, Slopes Game Room did a few features. He did. I think my favorite one out of the ones this week though was his Stolen Campaigns video, and just the lengths people will go to just to, make a buck off of this kind of stuff. Almost ripping off Kickstarter itself. It's just crazy. She says he did a Boundary Break episode for Doom Eternal, and showed a lot of interesting things there. I did like how he would try to get a close up view of the Doom guy's face, but it never panned out. And the jumping mechanic they have in this game, if you pan the camera out too far, you still get an image of Doom guy with two giant arms on each side of him. I thought that was funny. Stop Skeletons from Fighting. He did a Doom port episode of the Doom 64 port for 64, PS4, and Switch. I enjoyed that quite a bit. Let's see. The only other one I would say, there's two more that I would say are relevant here. Maybe three. I watched Retrosoft Studios. I subscribed to their channel. I checked out their vlog on some updates for the Retromania game. So that looks like it's coming along pretty well. My Life in Gaming did a feature on some first-party controllers. And Matt McMuscle's his video on the Sega Dreamcast. I enjoyed that quite a bit as well. And that's about it.
I like the Wahopon for the Dreamcast. Sci-Fi Wire did a great video on Beast Wars Transformers. Remember that shit?
Oh god, man, that stuff had like horrible animation to it. At least nowadays, I mean, it was.
Well, back then it was fucking revolutionary. So you shut your whore mouth. Titus is posting all of his TV show episodes. He didn't post one today because he did his live special, but I haven't watched it yet because I forgot it was tonight. So check that out, I guess, later. The Punk Rock MBA did a great video on what killed Hot Topic, but the answer is that Hot Topic didn't die. It's just evolved. But his series is called What Killed. So, he still had to go with the same old, but it's more like what evolved Hot Topic. And basically, the summation was like all the things that people loved about Hot Topic is generational, in the sense that people who are 8 to 9 years apart are going to love Hot Topic or spend time at Hot Topic for different reasons. Back in the early 2000s, they're posting and publishing like a bunch of band T-shirts and fucking UFC shirts. Then they went into band T-shirts and like Invader Zim shit and kind of more macabre stuff. Then the next generation was like, all Marvel shirts and shit like that. So like it evolves, but it's no longer the unique store that it once was because there's so many more options now for getting this type of merch, if you will. So
and yeah, the only thing I ever see in those stores anymore is just like pop figures, man. That's all I ever see.
Well, that's because that's what's trendy and hip. Or at least it was. I don't know if it still is. Like, fuck, I don't know. I'm not one to sit here and tell you what's trendy anymore. The Muppets posted a special performance of Rainbow Connection from Kermit the Frog.
Do you know that? Speaking of the Muppets, did you know that Fraggle Rock's being brought back in a way? I think it's being brought back to like Apple TV or something like that.
That's not the first time I've heard of a Fraggle Rock revival, and this isn't the first time I said, "Why the fuck would I care about Fraggle Rock?"
I don't know. I guess not everything Muppets is for you. I guess,
okay. Especially since they're fucking bastardized Smurfs, and fuck the Smurfs, man.
Okay.
Fraggle Rock. Now, if you tell me that Muppets Tonight is coming back, it's time to make the movies. It's time to light the lights. And the Muppet Show tonight. Then I'm gonna get jacked up. Like, oh yeah. That's not what happened.
So that's essentially your least favorite Muppets thing, then, right?
Yeah, the Fraggle Rock can go fraggle themselves for all I care.
Nice use of word there.
You can go fraggle your rocks. I'm good. And that's it. That's all I got. Caddy didn't post a video this week. He's been playing his goddamn Final Fantasy VII, so gotta take what you can get, I guess.
What did you think of Derek's video on Stop Skeletons? You watched that?
Yeah, it was fine. I only have so much interest in Doom.
Yeah, he said pretty much his channel is kind of like built on those, like talking about those ports, though. Really.
Well, not built, but he's done a lot of them. Not a lot of them. He's done 3 of them. So like it's fine. Like he'll do other stuff that I'm more interested in. I like him. I like his personality. I like where he goes with a lot of the topics. So like, yeah, this week wasn't a banger for me, but I'm not going to sit here and go, I'm unsubscribing. I just don't care about Doom 64. And he really didn't give me a reason.
Sometimes topics hit you, sometimes they don't.
Right. All right. Anything else?
No, not on the YouTube side. As far as like watching things goes, I watched some of Titus, just like I'm sure you have watched probably a lot more of it than me. And I did check out one movie. I checked out Bad Boys for Life, the third Bad Boys movie, and I actually quite enjoyed it. I feel like without Bay there, it was a nice departure. They kind of actually gave it a actually decent story this time, and I was vested in it. So I don't know how you feel about these movies. You probably don't care, but
I like the first one.
The first one, yeah, I felt like the second one was like just nonsensical violence without any substance to it, really.
Well, the second one, it suffered from the same fucking, I don't even know what it's called, gyroscope or some bullshit like that. They put this rotoscope on all. It's not a rotoscope. They put like this filter on this fucking film to make it look grainy as shit. But that was what everyone was doing at the time. So like, I don't know. I don't know if I would care about a third one. I like the first one, and the second one where Will Smith is intimidating Martin Lawrence's daughter's date is hilarious.
They play on it more in the third movie too, so it's fun. The third movie does amp up the jokes quite a bit. It's not as crazy with the action, and the villain is actually memorable. Like there's a focus on it, and it relates to a part of the story, and actually it ties itself together pretty well. So I would say, I mean, it's actually it's actually a decent one worth watching. I would say. That's just me though. You have different opinions, so.
Well, maybe we'll see one day. Anything else?
No, I mean, other than it was like I told you before the show, I'm actually going to get the what I've been playing articles going because of recent things I've been telling you about. So be just on the lookout for the site for that, and that's all I got.
RealNerdCorp.com, RealNerdCorp.com. It should be working. We were having some server issues, I guess. Some kind of connectivity issue with a plugin was interrupting some of the service. I was able to get to the plugin. I was able to upload it and update it. Hopefully that has fixed the issues. I've been running refreshes and opening up links and going in throughout the website on 3 different browsers, so it should work. We'll see.
Let's hope so.
So realnerdcorp.com, RealNerdCorp.com. We're on Twitter at NERDCORP. I already spelled that out. Real Nerd Corp on Instagram, RealNerdCorp. Although I need to start posting. I need to get a new phone. It's too much of a pain in the ass to post to Instagram at the moment, just because it takes like a good 2 minutes for it to get to the publishing part of the app, and that's because of my phone. So until I can get a new phone, there's not going to be as many Instagram posts for the meanwhile. We're also on Podbean at realnerdcorp.podbean.com or by downloading the Podbean app to your mobile device and signing up. It's a free app. You just need to have a profile. Get your profile going and then download the shows at Real Nerd Corp to your mobile devices and cell phones. Take us on the go. I'm going to see if I can find a way to get us onto onto Spotify. I don't know if we can.